Welcome to 1407 Gray Malkin Lane. This is the living memory of the X-Men. Welcome to a special outside edition of Welcome to 1407 Gray Malkin Lane. This is the living memory of the X-Men. Welcome to the review of the debut of the X-Men. Well, okay, technically it's the debut of the Krakoan X-Men. Now, this is the first time we've seen an X-Men team, a fully official X-Men team. I'm talking Avengers level, not something that's sanctioned by the council. These are the heroes. They are Krakoa's Avengers the way the Avengers are humanity's X-Men. See what I did there? So, let's get into it. We got Pepe Larraz doing the art. We got Gary Dugan, like with the pencils. I know with the writing. And let me tell you, I'm into it. First, we get the montage of this guy. This guy is the epitome of privilege. Like, he did all this, and then his parents stonewalled him, and then he tried to get to Mars, and then got butthurt because the mutants got there first. It's the tortoise and the hare kind of thing. The loser is mad because they lost. They think that the winners cheated. When, no, they didn't cheat. Humanity could have done the whole Mars thing years ago, but they didn't because it wasn't cost effective. Stark didn't do it. Richards didn't do it. Doom didn't do it. Nobody did it. But as soon as the X-Men started doing something, everybody has an issue. Like, oh, it was on our list. Like, why are you mad? Like, they're killing you with kindness, and you don't like it. Humanity does not understand. You could be a nice person and still be mean. But, like, this is just sour grapes. This is the humans having their chickens come home to roost, and they don't like it. They're the ones used to being the oppressors. Having said that, let's get into the book. We get into how this new facility, the X-Men's new headquarters that is in West Central Park, in a place called Seneca Gardens, which I actually looked up. It's an actual real place where predominantly African Americans, people who just came into the on you just because they're in power. But it's not about, this isn't a political YouTube channel. So they start off, they build this beautiful, just look at that. Don't you want to go to New York just to see that place? Like, Pepe Larraz's art is so, it's so fluid. I don't know. I just really the guy's amazing. So we get Cyclops meeting up with Ben Urich. I am a Ben Urich fan. I like reporters who stick to the truth. It's something that we don't really see in society today because investigative journalism is kind of dead. We see him talking to Cyclops, and Ben is like, I kind of love this. This is kind of amazing. And then we go into his data page. He talks about when humans had their kingdom floating above New York, or any of the other times superheroes were living in New York, but it looked bad. But this is different because it looks natural. You don't feel like you're being attacked. But then Ben Urich, because he's an inquisitive mind, and there's nothing wrong with being inquisitive, he starts asking the right set of questions. Jumbo Carnation was found dead a while ago, back in New X-Men, during the Grant Morrison run. He saw his body, and now he saw that Jumbo Carnation is back, but he doesn't, and Urich doesn't really buy it because, you know, he saw the body. And Cyclops is like, yeah, gotta go, bye. The humans are starting to notice, and which really makes me think that in the trial of Magneto, if they bring her back, they're gonna have to explain themselves a little bit. And I want to see what would happen if the mutants, if the resurrection protocols were discovered, because I would like to see how this would. I would like to see not only the entire, the rest of the planet, but what about the other superhero community, the rest of the superhero community? Are they going to start looking at mutants like, oh, so they don't have to worry about anything because they can't die? It's a lot to unpack here, and this is only probably a couple of pages in. So much, but we get a tour of the treehouse, which is it's phenomenal. We get them talking to each other. We get Sync and Forge talking, and like Sync is what I like to call mutant Wi-Fi. He just gets in sync with somebody else's powers, and he can do. But here's the thing about Sync: nobody really gives him credit for his imagination. It's been shown that he's been able to use other people's powers better than them. He's done it with Chamber. He's done it with M. He used to do it all the time. It used to be an annoying feature of his. But we get Polaris just showing up. We get a really funny exchange where Lauren is telling Cyclops, "Can I confess to you to something? If you kill Wanda, please don't." Okay, I'm realizing Cyclops has a sense of humor. It's just nobody knew how to write it. He has a very dry sense of humor, and he's funny. He's a really funny guy. It's just, you know, Iceman's a dumbass. Warren's whatever. And Beast, Warren was into Jean. Beast was into Jean. Jean was into herself. I'm just saying 05, the original 5 Jean, not the current Jean. I love current Jeans, where you think it, just because you think it, it's right. We get what we all wanted. The attack. This huge, am I the only person who got Power Ranger vibes from this? Because, Jesus, this thing is massive, and the way the art and then we see the X-Men sprout into action, and they deal with the threat, working together, and then we get a couple of guest spots from the other superhero teams. Get something from the Avengers. We get a toilet joke from the Fantastic Four. I love the thing, but I hate bathroom humor. And then, which leads us into a whole thing with, apparently there are a bunch of galactic gambling communities that want to see Earth dead for fun. And the High Evolutionary's there. Okay, honestly, I think he lied to Wanda and said that she wasn't Magneto's daughter, just because he doesn't like the fact that Magneto took all the attention from him, because before it was revealed that Magneto was their dad, High Evolutionary and Quicksilver will always talk to him. Whenever they had to go home, they had to deal with that High Evolutionary. But when they discovered that Magneto was their dad, they stopped fucking with him. And also the High Evolutionary he's petty enough to do something like this. Just saying. And he's worked with Mr. Sinister before, so let's not forget about that. All in all, I'm giving this book a 4.75 out of 5 stars. I love it. I can't wait for it. I want to see more of the team dynamic though, and I want to see what kind of new threats they come. I really want to see what the Resurrection Protocol story leads to. So this is 1407 Grey Mountain Lane, signing out.